People from there, people from far, Caribbean people, wherever you are, people up north, people down south, people in the east. What's up, family? Welcome back to my kitchen. I'm doing lamb and rice, so continue to watch. I'm glad you can be here, and I hope everyone is doing fine and enjoying this special day with their loved one. And I'm gonna gather up all my ingredients and I'll show you how I do my lamb and rice recipe for this surprise dinner. So we're gonna start out with a nice big juicy lime to wash our meat. We have about 2.5 pounds here of lamb chops that we're gonna wash clean and get ready for the marinade. We have coriander, cumin, some cloves, a half a stick of cinnamon, a tiny piece of nutmeg, black peppercorn, and we're gonna pulse this and grind this into a powder. We're working on this delicious marinade here, Middle Eastern style. And there it is. After a few minutes, it's done. The first thing we're gonna do is drizzle some olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. We wanna coat the meat so all the seasoning sticks to it and we get better coverage. Remember, this is the marinade for this meat, so we're just gonna prepare everything and get ready to set it in the refrigerator for at least 4 hours. So now we're gonna go in with some turmeric, salt, and we're gonna cut up some fresh aromatics. Here we have some broadleaf thyme, garlic, a piece of onion, fine leaf thyme, and rosemary. I recommend rosemary for any kind of red meat. It just brings out the natural flavors and enhance everything. So we're gonna chop everything really fine and add that in our mixing bowl as a marinade as well. You can also put this in a tiny fruit processor and chop everything finely and mix it up. There we are. We have our onions. And now we're gonna dive right in with some garlic. We're gonna grate our garlic, about 3 to 4 cloves of garlic we're grating here. Yes, we're gonna season this nicely so it absorbs all those flavors. And now we're going with some clean hands and give it a good toast in this marinade that we have here. And we're gonna put it in the refrigerator for about 4 hours before we get started. And let all that marinade penetrate the meat and get deep down inside. In the meantime, we'll get ready with the other ingredients. So here we are. We're gonna dice up our celeries, and we're making this yellow rice to go with our lamb. Some sweet pepper, sweet bell pepper, and about 2.5 medium-sized tomato that we're gonna dice, and which equivalent to about 1.5 cups. We're gonna cut up and dice half of an onion. And 4 cloves of garlic that we're gonna mince. We have about 2 sprigs of green onion. And we have a fine leaf thyme and broadleaf thyme, a Spanish oregano. Yes, we add in some decent flavor here, folks. It's gonna be yummy. Set that to the side. And check this out. This is a rich annatto oil that I made myself from our annatto plant that we have in our yard. I made about a nice big bottle that I've used in many recipes. And some olives. These are black olives that I'm gonna cut in halves. I got about a half a cup of black olives that we're gonna cut in half. That goes into our rice. And we have about 2 tablespoons of caper. And this is the rice that we're gonna use. This is our long grain brown basmati rice. This is my new favorite type of rice. Cooks very well, fast and easy and loose. We're going with about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil here. And we're going to let our meat brown and lock in some of those flavors. Yes, we're gonna sear the meat and prepare for the next step. And guys, the kitchen is really smelling like a chef's kitchen when these foods are cooking. Delicious flavor and aroma. So we're gonna let that cook on each side for about 3 to 4 minutes until it's nice and brown and seared on a nice hot heavy bottom pan. This is my steel pan. After a few minutes we flip it and do the same thing on the other side. And now we're gonna add just a bit of water. This is the water from the seasoning bowl, the marinade bowl. I'm not wasting anything. I added in maybe about a quarter cup of water there. With that, we're gonna cover it down and let it cook. We'll check back on it in a few minutes. And this is what we're looking like right now. Everything is cooking and getting real nice and tender. Make sure that it's not burning on the bottom. And now we're gonna get ready to pop it in our oven. Our oven has been preheat to 350 degrees, and we're gonna let it cook very slowly there for 45 minutes. And we'll get started on our Spanish style yellow rice. Heat up some cooking oil, and we're going with our onions, celery. Guys, I must tell you, prepping is very important. You don't want to be running around like a chicken looking for your ingredients. So prep them ahead of time so it's much easier to get them on hand. Scallions, our celery, our pepper, garlic goes in there. And we're gonna saute that down for about a minute. Get all those flavors flowing. And we're going in about a cup and a half of our diced tomatoes, fresh tomatoes. Just a note, I enjoy cooking with fresh ingredients because I am a foodie. I like eating good food. And I find the only way to do this is by making it yourself with fresh ingredients. And we're going in with our annatto oil here. And this is gonna give it a nice, bright, rich yellow color. Check this out. This is also could be substituted for saffron. None of that powder stuff, that Goya stuff that's in the little package. We're not gonna use that today. We wash our rice and put it in. No liquid as yet. We're just gonna cook that down. Let it steam and absorb all the flavor before we add any liquid. So that's basically like a sofrito mix. I added a little more ingredients to it, but a little bit of Kashmiri pepper, And black pepper goes in. Now we're going with 1 tablespoon of cooking salt. And we're gonna add some water, just enough to cover the rice. And we're gonna slow cook this rice, giving it a stir once in a while, making sure that it's not catching on the bottom. As soon as it starts bubbling, we're gonna cover it down and allow it to simmer for about 15 minutes on slow heat. Giving it a turn once in a while again. A few more minutes and we'll be done. Now we added our capers and our olives. Mix it well. And allow it to cook some more on the low heat. That's it, folks. After about 10 more minutes, the rice is done. We plate up. I garnish with some tomato and some fresh orchid flowers. And here you have it. A Middle Eastern style lamb chops and yellow Spanish rice with olives. Hope you guys enjoy this recipe. Please come back and check me out for more recipes like this. If you like this recipe, please don't forget, give me a thumbs up, leave your comment. I appreciate everyone. You guys have a blessed week. And stay tuned for more recipes like this.